Most people today are trapped in a strange cycle. They buy things not because they truly need them, but because they want to be seen owning them. A new phone, a pair of designer shoes, a luxury watch, or the latest trending gadget, all purchased for one reason: validation. The truth is simple. The loudest people usually have the least wealth. The quietest people usually have the most. Flexing is temporary. Owning is permanent. Showing off gives you attention for a few seconds. Building assets gives you freedom for life. Today, we're diving into the shift that separates people who stay broke from people who quietly get rich. This is the mindset behind real wealth. Stop flexing, start owning. Let's begin with the biggest financial trap people fall into: spending money to look rich. When you buy things just to impress others, you're trading your long-term security for short-term applause. That applause disappears fast, but the debt stays. Quietly wealthy people understand something crucial: money grows in silence. Wealth loves privacy. The more you try to show it, the less you usually have. And the less you show it, the more it usually grows. Quietly rich people are different because they focus on the type of assets that Dan T scream for attention, but quietly build power behind the scenes. The first asset that quiet wealthy focus on is education. Not the kind you get in school, but the kind you invest in for yourself. Books, courses, mentorships, learning how money works, understanding markets, and developing valuable skills. You can't flex financial knowledge on Instagram, but it's one of the strongest assets in the world. It compounds. It multiplies. It stays with you for life. Quietly wealthy people never stop learning because they know knowledge returns far more than any luxury ever will. The second asset is time. Most people waste time scrolling, comparing, and chasing trends. Quietly wealthy people spend time building systems, routines, and habits that support growth. They understand that time is the most valuable currency because you can't buy it back. They use their time to learn skills, build businesses, improve their health, strengthen relationships, and create structures that pay them later. While others flex the present, they invest in the future. The third asset they focus on is income-producing investments. Not cars, not clothes, not gadgets, but assets that pay them even while they sleep. These could be index funds, dividend stocks, rental properties, online businesses, intellectual property, or even simple automated savings plans. These assets don't make noise. They don't take pictures. They don't trend online. But every day, quietly, they put money in your pocket. The quietly wealthy would rather collect dividends than compliments. They would rather own a percentage of a company than a flashy outfit. They would rather build passive income than public attention. The next asset the quietly wealthy value is discipline. Discipline doesn't look sexy. You can't post consistency or willpower on social media. You can't flex self-control, but discipline might be the most underrated wealth asset there is. Discipline helps you save when others spend. It helps you invest when others hesitate. It keeps you focused when distractions are everywhere. Quietly wealthy people stick to boring routines that produce extraordinary results. They don't chase hype. They don't jump from trend to trend. They know slow wealth is real wealth. Another powerful asset is privacy. The quietly wealthy don't talk about their money, their income, or their investments. They move discreetly. They make decisions without broadcasting them. They don't look for applause because their confidence comes from what they own, not what people think. Privacy keeps you safe. Privacy keeps you focused. Privacy keeps you growing. When you don't feel the need to impress anyone, you start making decisions for your future instead of your image. The quietly wealthy also invest in relationships, not superficial ones, but meaningful ones. The people you surround yourself with influence your habits, your mindset, your goals, and your standards. Quietly wealthy people choose people who lift them up, not people who drain them. They invest in friends who inspire them, partners who support them, and mentors who guide them. These relationships don't show up on social media, but they compound into better opportunities, better thinking, and better outcomes. They also understand the value of emotional control. Emotional stability is an asset because it prevents impulsive decisions. It stops you from chasing every shiny object. It helps you avoid arguments, unnecessary drama, reckless spending, and self-destructive habits. Emotional control helps you stay calm when markets crash, when life gets stressful, when people talk, and when challenges come. Quietly wealthy people master their emotions, so their emotions never control their wealth. Another invisible asset is health. Without health, wealth is meaningless. Quietly wealthy people invest in good food, exercise, sleep, and stress-free habits. They take care of their bodies because energy and clarity are worth more than luxury or status. A healthy mind and body help you perform better, think sharper, and stay productive longer. Health gives you the strength to earn, create, and enjoy life. It's one of the few assets money can't replace once it's gone. The next asset the quietly wealthy build is ownership. Ownership is the secret weapon of the rich. When you own something, it works for you. Businesses, investments, skills, intellectual property, real estate. Ownership builds freedom. Ownership lets you earn without trading your time for money. Ownership creates leverage. Ownership creates choice. Quietly wealthy people don't rent their lifestyle. They build assets that last forever. They also invest in long-term thinking. Most people think about the weekend. Quietly wealthy people think about the next 10 years. They're not chasing quick dopamine hits. They're planning strategies, not stunts. They see opportunities where others see shortcuts. They delay gratification. They focus on consistency. And they prioritize long-lasting returns over temporary pleasure. Long-term thinking is a superpower because almost no one practices it anymore. The quietly wealthy also build the asset of self-identity. They see themselves as capable, strong, disciplined, and worthy of success. They don't need validation. They don't need praise. They don't need to prove anything. When you build your identity around purpose and values instead of status and trends, wealth becomes easier. You begin to spend with intention instead of emotion. You begin to invest with clarity instead of fear. Your identity shapes your financial destiny. So why does this all matter? Because if you want to become wealthy, you have to stop buying things that look rich and start building things that make you rich. Flexing drains your money. Owning grows your money. The items you use to impress people today will be forgotten in a week, but the assets you build will take care of you for a lifetime. Quiet wealth is peaceful. Quiet wealth is powerful. Quiet wealth is real. The people who truly make it don't show off, don't brag, and don't chase applause. They chase growth. They build foundations. They create futures. If you want wealth, focus on the things that don't get likes, don't get attention, and don't get applause, because those are exactly the things that compound into a life of freedom. Stop flexing. Start owning. That's how real wealth is built. Thanks for watching. If this video helped you, hit the like button and subscribe for more content that helps you build a life of freedom. See you in the next one.